Hey, hello, everybody. Welcome to our weekly kickoff. We're so excited for this new format. It's our brand new, very first Sunday night call. We're bringing it back to Sunday nights. I cannot wait. So tonight, I'm going to be kicking this off with an interview, a product user, and we cannot wait to meet Rachel. And so Rachel's going to share a little bit of her story. We're going to talk about the psychology of goal setting. We're going to give something away. That's exciting. And we have our beautiful Stephanie Brinkmeier who's going to encourage us. She's had something planned. I know it, and it's going to be wonderful. And I don't know what it is. So I can't wait to learn with everyone else. So without further ado, Rachel, I'm going to ask you to unmute if you don't mind, if you can get it.
Yeah,
Hi, nice
got
to
it.
meet
Hi.
you. Okay, so tell
Yes.
us, Rachel, what you started Plexus for. What brought you to Plexus?
Yes. So I started Plexus 3 years ago. At that time, we were living in Boonville. We sold our house because we were going to build and we were in a rental. I have two boys. I was just dragging all the time. I hated coming home at 3:30, 4 o'clock. I'm a teacher at that time, elementary, and just exhausted all the time, like having those afternoon crashes. And my friend Katie kept posting on her Facebook about, this product called Plexus and her pink drink. And I was like, I've got to try this. Like, she keeps talking about how great it is. And I was like, everything that she was mentioning, like I had the fatigue, like all of it. Um, and so, yeah, I'm going on 3 years now of the triplex system. And I've started adding in like new products here and there, just trying things out, seeing what works best for me.
I love it. Well, you walked right into the next question, so what is your favorite product? Like, if you had to say something that you're just like, man, I cannot live without that. Like, what would you say that your favorite is?
For me, it's the Slim Microbiome, watermelon, raspberry, lemon flavor. Like that's like my body craves it. Like I every morning, I get up and that's the first thing I drink. I'm a coffee drinker. I do enjoy my coffee, but I do try to get that pink drink in first thing in the morning because it just is a great start to my day.
I love that. Well, I got to tell you that I agree with you. I love that product. I've been drinking it since 2014, so I get it. All right, so our last little piece of this is if you had to give somebody advice, or really just like someone getting started with Plexus, what advice would you give?
For me, the advice I would give is like just try it. Just, like stop hesitating because I know I hesitated. And like if it's a financial thing, then get your friends involved. Like try to find people who are struggling with the same concerns that you have health wise and get them on board with you and do it together. I know that's what I've been doing and encouraging with building, myself.
Yeah. So you feel like the accountability partners have been important for you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And like just having my people that I check in with and just like sharing what's working, what's not working, how you feel, all of those things. Because even with the products, you still have to work on you. There's more than just, the drink and the supplements.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just feel like having those people that you can just meet with and talk to and all the things. That's really important too.
Yeah, you've got those people that are expecting to hear from you, kind of,
Yeah.
like, you're showing up. Some days you don't want to do it, but you're like, well, I
Yes.
gotta
Like
check on them. So
it's the consistency.
yeah, perfect. Um, okay, well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Rachel, you kicked us off. You are our maiden voyage, so I appreciate it very much. And thank you for your story. If anybody, please think about people that that would have a wonderful story just like her and could share with us. So this is wonderful. I'm going to move into, and I want to remind you that someone is going to be a winner, and we're going to be giving away a bag of calming cocoa tonight. I just feel like we need to because it's limited time. And I want to let you know that if you're an ingredient person, this has, obviously, if you've tasted it, you know it tastes exactly like Swiss Miss. This is, I mean, delicious. You can jazz this up any way you want to. But the ingredient, so you see it says calming, right? The ingredient is actually Kanna, okay? Kanna. If you want to do any research on that, I can tell you that it is definitely one of those products where you're going to take it and feel those effects kind of like right away. It's going to start to soothe your nerves, and that's wonderful. So just know that we're going to be giving one of these away. So Miss Lori is going to be behind the scenes telling me later who is going to be winning that. So thank you very much. I just want to move into something really quick, and I think it is totally applicable to what we, whether we are, whatever our job is, right? Whether we are excited about working this business or we're excited about our career, we're excited about being a care provider. I love the idea of the psychology of goal setting. And so I pulled this information from the website positivepsychology.com. And if anybody wants the website, I just gave it to you. But if anybody wants me to send you the link, I'm happy to do it. And I love this because I thought, okay, not only are these actionable items, but this is pretty quick. If you're writing something down, this is something you can take to your career. You can take this and apply it right away, whether you're making a health goal, or some other type of goal, this is going to be applicable. So the definition of goal setting is just a successful plan of action that we set for ourselves, right? We kind of knew that, right? But this, and what I learned via this article is it is highly studied. Okay. Goal setting, the psychology of goal setting is highly studied. So if you go to the article, you may not, you may just take my word for it. But if you did go to the article, you'll see tons of researchers that are quoted, right? So the first one is a study by Edwin Law confirmed that setting ambitious goals yielded better performance and output rate. And from a standpoint of plexus, we know, right, when we set that goal, we work harder, right? When we set a goal for movement, we move more days than we would if we didn't, right? If we set a goal for the water intake, we're going to get more in because we're paying attention. So that is what that just kind of, confirms that. So Frank Smoll, Smoll, he went on to identify the ABC of goals, which I loved this. I felt like we do have a lot of teachers, here, and the ABCs and these acronyms really work for us and make them easily digestible. So he says that we need goals to be achievable, believable, and committed. And so when we're looking at a goal, that's a great way for us to apply that set of framework to it and make sure that, this is going to be a doable thing. George Duran says something about, I know that you guys have heard of this, those SMART goals, right? We've heard of those SMART goals, but I've got something that you haven't heard. So I'm going to tell you what a SMART goal is, and I'm going to take you one step further. All right. So SMART is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound. And like I said, I can get you this if you just want to listen and take it in. If you don't want to, I can get it for you. But there's one step further, which is making it a smarter goal and adding that ethical and rewarding to it. And guys, what this does is it just gives you the ability to kind of send your goal through a filter of if this is going to work for you, if this is a great goal. You might have set a goal one, maybe you're like, I'm going to lose 100 pounds in November, right? Guys, what do we think? I mean, I love a big goal, but let's send it through the filter and see if that's something, because we want to set goals that will stretch us, but also will not shut us down if we don't hit them, right? When we shoot for the moon, we land amongst the stars. How many times do we hear that? And so we want to make sure that we are able to, at least get up into the sky. Okay. All right. So this phenomenon of goal setting, as I just said, it's just highly studied. So many documented studies, so many researchers that are cited. And I am not somebody that always needs that, but I like it. I like to know that this is something that not only obviously we apply it on a regular basis here at Plexus, but you probably apply it on a regular basis at whatever your career is, whatever you're doing, whether it's just, whether not just, but whether it's your health goals or not. Goals matter because this was great too. Why do goals matter? Goals involve values. They bind us to reality, which I loved that, right? Because again, it comes down to, are we setting a goal that's attainable, right? So when done properly, they bind us to reality and they call for self-evaluation. So if I say I'm going to lose 100 pounds in November, I have to ask myself, self, is this possible? Is this real? Is this something that is going to be attainable? Is that, all the things, right, that we went through. So here are the 4 steps for goal setting. There's only 2 more pieces to this, but I loved that it was all like lists and like bullet points and very, very doable, very easy to apply. So the 4 steps for goal setting is obviously making that plan, right? What's the goal? Okay. Maybe we're not going to lose 100 pounds in November, but we're going to try to lose 10. Maybe we're going to walk 3 miles a day. Maybe we are going to do something in our business. Okay. So we're going to make a plan. And then what we want to do is explore resources. Okay. How will we be supported in this goal? What does that look like? All right. How are we going to do it? Essentially, right? Creating that blueprint is a resource. Being accountable, right? A goal is great, but unless you're going to be accountable to the goal, I'm sure that people on this screen have heard me say that like way too many times. That's probably irritating for you to hear again, but goals mean nothing unless we commit to them, right? That's a wish. If we're just throwing it up into the universe and we're like, yay, like, but how are we going to do it? How are we going to get there? What resources are we going to use? Are we going to remain accountable? And then using rewards, right? I think sometimes especially when we love goal setting, we have to also love celebrating that goal, acknowledging the goal. Because sometimes what happens is that we set a goal and then we kind of get to it. And then we move the goalpost. And we're like, well, if I would have just done XYZ, I would be successful. Well, wait a second. You already hit the goal and now you're moving the goalpost. So it's really important that you set that goal. The goalpost is there. I want you to go as far past the goalpost as you can. Right. But we don't belabor the fact that you hit what you wanted to hit. You did what you wanted to do. It's okay to sit for 1 second, wave the flag of celebration and excitement, and not feel like you have to just keep moving and keep going. Right. And it's not to shut you down. It's nothing like that. But you guys, if we're always moving the goalpost on ourselves, we're never going to feel like we're arriving anywhere. We're constantly in that hamster wheel and that feels bad. Okay. Last thing is this. These are the types of goals and you have all experienced these, but naming these things is great. Process goals, right? This is taking a supplement. This is what we ask people to do in Plexus, right? Hey, I want you to take your probiotic every night. This is harder for some. I don't know if you noticed. We want you to take your probiotic every night. We want you to drink your pink drink, but helping somebody who's new to something, right? The process goal comes first. And what's interesting is that all of these work together, but the process goal is I can't get results from the products unless that process goal is in place and in motion, right? So we're going to drink our pink drink every day. The next is performance goals. We're going to take our pink drink every day and we're going to move and we're going to, it's going to steamroll into, hey, my goal is that, I'm going to, feel a little lighter. I'm going to make healthier food choices and I'm going to watch that scale go down. And then the outcome goals, right? That's that goalpost that we talked about. And typically they all work together, but they are all different, right? So the outcome goal is, I was taking my supplements. I really, really decided that I was going to be walking every day, that I wanted to see that scale moving, and I did that. And by doing that and making those adjustments, I was able to see my outcome of that, weight loss or the outcome of that endurance. Maybe you wanted to, run a mile faster, whatever that is. Maybe you wanted to get your blood sugars down, whatever your situation is. So I will link that article. I love it. There was much more to it, but I, promised that we were going to keep this short and concise. And so I want to follow through on that commitment. So y'all come back next week. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I hope you loved that. It just really puts, a definition around what we work on constantly. And it allows us to kind of get better. When we can study something, we can get better at it. And so if you're somebody that loves the idea of goal setting, but you think that you're bad at it, right? Maybe you don't commit to it. Maybe you set way too big of goals, or you set really, really easy goals. Like I'm going to reach out to one person this week. Or something like that. Like we can do that, right? So like, it's just about getting better. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that. I'll be linking that. I probably can try to do it in this chat, but I'll also link it in our leaders thread as well. And I'm going to introduce Miss Stephanie Brinkmeier, and she's going to motivate us, and I cannot wait.
And we're off. Hi, ladies. So thank you, Sadie, for giving me the opportunity to do this. I hope that, again, short and concise is not my jam, so we'll do my best to get what we need to get done. Um, but I do, like to put motivational things out there every morning, as much as when I remember. But when I do, it's selfishly for me because I save them throughout all the days, all the times I'm scrolling and all the things, right? So I have all of these different versions of life that I see. And as I'm scrolling through them, I'm feeling one. So that's why one gets shared. But at the end of the day, it motivates me. It gets me my light that I need for that day. And I hope that I share the light with others. That's my goal every day. So, but the one thing that I did want to so that's kind of, I guess, why she asked, but that's what I try to work on myself every day. But I think the one thing that I wanted to talk about today is we are our own worst critics, and especially in this business, it's really easy to be down on ourselves by people's words, and people's words are just that, they're words that they are saying. You as an individual are the one who is going to interpret those words how you wish. And that's what makes you a better person. And it's not an easy thing to do, but you have to believe in yourself when those words come across that aren't ideal sometimes, that you are the good person. You are trying to motivate, you are trying to help, you are trying to give somebody the gift that you have been given. And just like Rachel said too, she's like, you're doing this and you're working on yourself. You have to want more for yourself to be a part of what we're doing, to be a part of Plexus, period. Even if you don't want to sell to others or predict, communicate to others, you have to want more for yourself to do this because there's no other reason why you would do it. So in that time, you need to remember that you are worth it. And then those times that you have doubt within yourself, people are looking at you and admiring your strength and your worth that you may not see at that time. So just remember that some days it's easier than others to do that because you're real and things happen within everyone's shoes. And no one knows what that is, only you do. So know when things get a little tough and you aren't feeling the zhuzh that you normally do, know that you are pushing forward. And while you're pushing forward, others see that and that motivates them to push forward too. So I just wanted nice and short and sweet. I just wanted to have a little, send a little, or say a little prayer together. Dear God, help me remember the strength you have placed within me, even when I feel uncertain or weak. When self-doubt fills my mind, remind me of all the times I have overcome. Let me see myself as you see me, capable, resilient, and worthy. Grant me the courage to move forward, knowing that every step I take is an act of faith. And I may recognize that there are others who see strength in me, even when I cannot see it in myself. Thank you for walking with me and for the quiet guidance that I am never alone. Amen. That is all.
Absolutely
Thank
beautiful.
you, Steph.
I love that. Thank you,
Well,
baby.
thank you. Yeah, nope. We only know daily reminders for some things, some days, that minute. And so just wanted us to know they were all capable and we're all able, may not feel it in the minute, but we know it every day.
Yes, and I love what you said about other people see you totally differently than you see yourself. I mean, I think that we can all identify with that, you
Yeah,
know.
because we all have our things that we're stronger with or about or more comfortable with. And so that passion too is what helps this community as a whole connect and stay connected and help lift each other up again without even saying words, just by actions.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much. I loved it. Lori, who's our winner?
So I just had my sister pick a number between 1 and 17. She's not even on here. And she's like, for what? So Andrea,
Is that Andrea? I don't know. Is that Andrea? Hang on, wait.
Andrea.
Yeah, it's Andrea. Hi.
Yay!
Okay. And then I would love to gift Rachel as well. I'm going to double that gift because she was so sweet to come on as the first person from our team and say yes when she's never even like, well, I mean, I'm sure she's an amazing speaker with all the stuff she does in teaching, but I just want